turning back. The rock station. Yeah.
So
It's here. No, here. No, here. And then we have the experience really after that. And then we have a ticketing platform now.
for events.
Yeah. And then our digital platforms, Basho is one of the largest. And then our print. Yeah. Our print media. Yeah. The print, the Star.
Oh,
Star is ours. Yes.
Wow, that's lovely.
That's us.
I need to be in the house.
You're in the house. You're in good hands. You're in good hands.
Thank you.
You're definitely
So
in good
this
hands.
is
This we used to have TV, we don't. Let it go. This is not us. Yeah, but we used to have Kiss TV.
Kiss TV.
Yes, we used to. Yeah, but we let go. I make it really less. TV is quite expensive too.
True.
Yeah.
And then now with all the social media,
Yes,
I mean radio is also content live.
And we're doing quite a number of events together. We just did Kirkwela there, jazz, we don't support West Uganda, we're bringing Kenny G and stuff like that. So we work with Fennon and Malembe.
Yeah.
So Keith and Steve, yeah. So we do quite a bit with them. So we're flying them here to do some stuff with us as well.
So now you also do the same events.
Yes, so we do Kenya, Uganda.
In the studio we went.
We've been doing.
So if you want to
Oh yeah, that's the old dog.
No, for which one?
Yeah.
Why? I know it has. It actually is. We haven't done. Yeah.
Joshua is coming from.
Yes, he can be Kisumu. But they're running it on our platform, the ticket platform.
We should
It's
go.
not us.
Okay.
So we have
No,
some of
we
those.
can't all go. I know.
The pandemic sort of
I
slowed
don't
us
know how
down.
many of us can
Some
fit.
of the local ones we were doing.
Hassan?
International, but we just
See my
take
whole
back
band
on
today?
top
Yeah.
of it now.
Yeah.
Those ones. So
Let
we
me show that.
will. We will definitely will. We will.
We can do
Yes.
five,
Yes.
five, six,
Okay.
Okay.
six.
Abe, we can do 5 to 6.
Okay. Okay.
So me, I'm counting myself, me and Bebe. The rest?
Okay.
Yes, plus the artist. So cross,
Okay.
if you're part of the 5 crossover, you are.
Yes. Yes.
4 and 1 more person or 2 people.
There are 6, you have 6, eh?
Yes, 6.
Yes.
So 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4. So 2 more. Give me 2 more.
Yes, definitely then.
Have you counted that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
You have 5.
Yes, I
Yeah.
can.
Then
So we will.
take this one.
Okay.
Sawa. My guy.
Maybe December. So we have this platform called Africa. So Africa, so focus on African stuff. Yeah. We have Johnny Drill for that one. So we wanted to do that. We could. So you have my, so you'll text me your, let me get. Mouth is open.
Yes, or the kids are inside.
Okay.
Exactly.
TV, basically the first radio station. Yeah. Actually, we don't have so much time, so important. And time. No problem. Because oh, I had. Yeah, so it might be good to sort of see what together. So I'm hoping. Thank you so much, Somo.
Welcome.
We are lucky to have met you before.
Yeah, it was accidental, which is, I'm glad, huh? Yes. Yes.
I think we'll all go together because they're waiting for you to. Yes.
Ugali or matoke?
Ugali.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know you say matoke.
Matoke is water.
That's
I'm
okay,
a
it's
gym
water.
guy. Yeah. Plain water.
Okay.
If you don't want to put on weight, you go for matoke.
All right.
Okay, what is life teaching you right now?
Time is a major key factor.
Time is a major key factor. I want you to explain that just because that's deep.
You really have to give everything time because humans we're good at wanting things at that specific time we want them.
Yeah.
But not everything will happen at that time where you want it. And that's where you find most people giving up.
Okay.
Yet, all you need is to give things time.
I love that. Yeah.
Yay. All right. Nairobi traffic or Kampala traffic?
Kampala traffic.
This is worse.
This is crazy.
Nairobi is worse.
Yes.
Really? I thought you was
But even then after that bypass,
yeah.
I still feel Nairobi traffic is, or maybe it's because I'm Bebe.
Yeah.
Because you see in Uganda, for me, I would not wait. I would pass by the
You
pavement.
see?
Really?
Yes.
That's
and
down
I
to
prefer
fee.
to pay the check.
Okay.
And in Uganda, there is an opportunity to, go head on the other
Oh.
side if you have the siren or if you have a leak.
So you have a siren and everything. I mean, it's his child.
No, not a
It's
minister.
very
It's
cool,
very
my
very
darling.
cool.
What is wrong
It is
with
very
you?
cool.
But I don't break the law. I only break it once in a while if I'm ready to pay that traffic ticket.
Baby cool.
But there's an opportunity to get to the airport quick.
Wow.
Baby cool.
But in Kenya, you cannot. Once you're stuck in traffic,
You are stuck.
Yeah, that's
you're
it.
cooked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a suggestion, if you may. I don't know if you have a brother or a cousin. You give my sister here. You know she needs a Ugandan man.
Yes, I do have
actually
brothers.
do.
You
and,
need-
I
and we
don't
are
mind.
Muslims. We can take 5 wives.
Stick with her without with a Ugandan man.
I have heard stories about Ugandan men,
Yes.
and they're good reviews.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, the next
Listen,
question.
would you make a good spy, do you think?
I would.
You?
No, I wouldn't.
You
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't. I'd say too much.
All right, the last question. What's your all-time music icon?
I think Michael.
Michael Jackson.
Me and you,
Same.
yeah, with the
Yeah.
I feel like me and you, we're friends already. Yes, definitely Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love that. All right, now let's get into the album. You've wrecked the chains, which is out. I've
Yeah.
listened to the songs of that album. I already told you, Motivation is my absolute favorite.
You need to listen.
I love it. I've listened to most of them.
I
But
You
Motivation.
need to listen.
Motivation is all my
You
favorite.
drop motivation.
Yeah, really?
It seems like you have a favorite.
I don't. That's where I'm coming from. Telling him he
Yeah.
needs to listen
To
all of it.
all of
Every
them.
time I keep listening to it, and imagine I've recorded it for 1.5 years. I did, but I kept on changing vocals on choice of which song.
Oh, okay.
Now you
We-
said you have you finished?
No, because
Okay.
my question was actually because on the album you have 16 songs.
Yes.
And the artists of today, mostly, they prefer doing singles.
Yes.
You did an album. This is
Yes.
a body of work, work of art. Why is that?
Because one of the things that I love is to lead the way in East Africa, where most people don't believe. I just don't like to take advantage of my people, fellow artists. When there's an opportunity to show them the right way, I do. It was okay yesterday when there was no social media, but now everybody knows there's social media and it's all about content. So how do you tell me one song as content is better than 16 songs as content? It's definitely not true.
Yeah.
Right now it's time to go back to albums, because the more works you have, if I have 16 songs, I'm going to shoot 16 videos. I'm going to have 16 behind the scenes.
True.
I'm going to have way too much material between now and the end of next year, pushing the same album. While you who's got one single, in 1 month, you push one single with everything and you're done. Now you go back to studio and bring back a second one and start all over again.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
You get it? So it doesn't make any sense. And secondly, singles are acceptable for starters. But you know, established celebrities who have been accepted by audiences, you need to bring works. People need options.
Yeah.
And then third, let me open up something very important for the Kenyan industry, the arts, the artists, the DJs. In today's world, songs should not go beyond 2 minutes.
That's actually a conversation that's been happening because of the attention panel side
Yes,
of people.
okay,
It's
that's
just
true.
gone
Yeah.
down.
Yes.
Okay.
So how do you have one song which is like, for example, my song called Check with
Yeah,
Joshua Baraka.
Right.
It's 1 minute 45 seconds.
It ended too quickly.
Too quick. So now, people don't really be there to be watching your 3 minutes or waiting, listening to your 3 minutes for long.
Unless it's
like
really
those
good.
days. Okay? So now, that means an album can be less than 25 minutes.
Right.
So you have more different things to keep people entertained as an album.
That's true.
Also, this album, you say that you are exploring different sounds from
Yes.
what you used to,
That's
because,
true.
and I feel like you were being hard on yourself when you said you feel like you've been doing the same thing. I don't
Yes.
think so, but Afrobeat, Afro pop, Afro tech, and especially at a time when Afrobeat is taking over the world, you deciding to jump on this wave was you trying to be relevant in this time. But tell me more about that decision.
The decision is based on the fact that East Africans were ahead about 10, 15 years ago when it came to the African platform of music. I mean, remember the days of the Kora Awards in South Africa, Mobo Awards in the UK.
Yeah.
You'd hear Kenyan nominations, Ugandan nominations. The Tanzania wasn't really being amongst those. So we became a bit comfortable with what we were doing here. We never pushed, because if you consider Nigeria today, artists are complaining, oh, you know, too much Nigerian music. If you look at the charts, Spotify,
Right.
Kenyan charts full of 70% Nigerian, or Ugandan charts. For us, top 100 Ugandan Spotify, most streamed songs. We
Nigeria.
have only 2 Ugandan. That is one Joshua Baraka and maybe Bebe. Again, that is with Check, which is just recent, or maybe 3 songs. So the 97 is Nigerian.
Yeah.
So what does that help you to understand? It does help you to understand or identify 2 things that are important. Today in the world, music is about streaming. Now, it is our own people in Kenya here who are streaming the songs that are coming from Nigeria. They are streaming them because of a certain reason. The style, okay? The style of songs, the quality of songs, okay?
Right.
So, instead of fighting them, saying, why are you streaming that? Why are you? And these are the young people.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting them, what you do as an artist, go back and do exactly what those Nigerians have done and give your people exactly the option they want. If they want Afrobeat, they are showing you, they are streaming 90 songs of Afrobeat. Yes, we have done the Kenyan Genge, the Abanton, what. It's okay, you can do that too. But then, on the other side, it is bright to know what the market requires at that time.
You said don't overthink it.
It's obvious. So for me, I kept on trying to, you know, push my Ugandan thing in there. It wasn't working because it's still Ugandans. I still see them streaming Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, if you're streaming Nigerian, let me go
Let
do
me
the
give
same
you.
thing. And guess what? And guess what? They are now streaming it.
I
Wow.
love that.
I had only about 40 monthly streamers.
Oh, wow.
Before, that is 30 days back. But now I'm clocking 170.
Wow, that's
It's
so-
170, you know, monthly streamers.
I love
And
that.
then I had less than I had about 800,000 streams. But now, in total, I
Yeah.
should, after 30 days, maybe it's now about 2 million.
Oh,
30 days.
wow, amazing.
So you can see that it's an obvious thing that our artists need
The
to
concept
look
has
at.
been proven.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I love that. Now, I've listened to the album, and I think the album talks about mostly it's very inspirational and motivational. According to me, that's how I perceived it.
Thank you.
And how important is this message of motivation, especially for the young artist in Africa? You're a pioneer in this industry.
Yes.
How important is that message for young artists?
Extremely important, because at this moment, for example, this interview and the things we're talking about,
Yeah.
this should motivate every single person in the arts industry. Be you a DJ, be you an artist, be you a TikToker, this should motivate you. I mean, you're looking at a 47-year-old guy reinventing himself in a new style, continuing with the journey of music, coming in with the new sounds that are trending in the world.
Yeah.
Then the question is, you as a young person, what are you waiting for?
What are you doing?
What are you
Right.
doing?
Collabos in this album, Yemi Alade,
Yes.
Joshua Baraka. Joshua Baraka, first of all, has the Gen Z's on,
Yes.
on his
On
app,
chokehold.
like that.
Yeah.
Right. And he's killing it. He's really
Yeah,
talented.
you know, it's for him. I saw that, and I said I should have Joshua on the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason was because back home, it was becoming difficult for the older, our generation
Yeah.
to accept him. Our generation is still keeping the likes of Bebe and Chameleon
Yeah.
on top.
Yeah.
Yet we have the young ones coming in. And that mentality has really affected our industry in Uganda. It has affected the artists.
Yeah.
So I said, if I can bring Joshua Baraka into their heads, and Joshua will also take me back to the JZs,
Yeah.
I think that's a good deal.
It's an
I love
exchange.
So
that.
it's a beautiful exchange with them.
You need to listen to this song, because this is another one that's going to Kiss FM. This is Kiss FM on the morning Kiss with Mushina and Sid.
Yes.
And today, all the way from Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, a powerhouse in our industry, been in the game for 28 years.
Whoa.
A multiple award-winning artist, a humanitarian, legendary.
Yeah.
Bebe, welcome to the morning Kiss, Bebe Cool.
Is that what they call Uganda?
You're Pearl
The
of
Pearl
Africa.
of Africa.
Oh, you did not know?
Wow. So what in Kenya, if Uganda is the Pearl of Africa?
I don't know.
Okay, I love that for you guys.
Good question.
Pearl of Kenya is
And I'm
of
happy
Africa.
he said that.
Yeah.
Rarely do you hear a Kenyan saying Uganda.
You know,
the Pearl of
we are
Africa.
not, we are, Ungana, Jamani. We are good people.
Yeah, definitely.
Ukiona tu forehead, unajua hii ni
I
ya
always
Kenya.
say
Yeah,
Africa.
this is Africa.
Wait.
All right, now you've stayed in Nairobi before, Bebe Cool.
Yes.
How is it coming back? You've stayed in Nairobi for like 6 years.
Yes.
Right? How is it coming back to Nairobi?
12 hours. Yesterday was my first day, and I now feel at home. I had a lot of tension
Okay.
because still it's been so many years since I last, came in for business. I've been music. So now it's all ringing back.
Yeah.
And the good people, the Kenyan ways of things.
Yeah.
I've hit some traffic around.
Yeah.
I'm yet to eat some nyama choma and my ugali.
Yeah.
I just want to find some time, do some walking, places. Yesterday when I was cruising through town, I asked the guy, does Koinange Street still exist?
Wow.
And does it still do the same business?
The business is still there.
Business is online. though.
Yeah, now the business went
Yeah.
online. Disruptive internet.
Also, it was so interesting to find out that Baby Cooley used to be a prefect, an entertainment captain in school.
Yes.
So music has been inside you
Yeah.
through and through.
Oh,
I
good.
just want to know, what is it about you made you prefect in school, and what was that like? Because I feel like entertainment prefects was like the
cool
people,
kids.
the people had to choose.
Yeah. The students had to choose me because definitely by that time they knew that I was really pursuing my career, but still in school.
Yeah.
Because I used to go to different schools, perform,
Really?
organize gigs.
Wow.
Nice.
So as the right guy told us, choose them days. They knew that, baby.
Yeah.
You're going to give us two dance.
Right.
dance in every week.
You are with the vibes.
Oh yeah.
That's where the vibes were. I love it for you.
That's amazing. I read, I had somewhere, when you used to live in Nairobi,
Yes.
you used to live in the streets.
Yes,
And-
I began in the streets.
Tell me that story. How was that? Because if I'm not wrong, your father was a minister.
Yes.
Well, why did you come to Nairobi and then you're living in the streets?
Well, I knew I had a lot about Kenya at that time when I wanted to pursue my music career. That Kenya was, a bit ahead of totally ahead of Uganda in acceptance and exposure. So I was a reggae dancehall artist. I was finishing my Form 6, and I'm like, I come from this family. My father is a government official minister. They can't allow me to wear dreadlocks.
Oh.
Dancehall reggae music needed an artist to have dreadlocks at that time.
And this is the lifestyle as well.
Yeah, and in Uganda, they wouldn't take that from a young guy.
Right.
They would consider you being spoiled and stuff like that. So I said, if here at home you don't believe in that, I know somewhere where they believe in it.
Right.
When I came to Nairobi, of course, my father was not of the idea, so he didn't agree. But I spoke to my mom, and she's like, okay, as long as you're safe, you're sure. But I knew nobody here. But I heard about Ted Josiah. I got his number, lucky enough, and I called him. He said, okay, if you come to Nairobi, give me a call. You can pass by my studio.
Yeah.
So I got some few shillings here and there and came. But when I arrived, the rate of exchange, I had very little money.
Okay.
It could only accommodate me for, say, 3 days in a very, cheap
Place.
local hotel
Yeah.
near the Akamba bus. So I did my few days. I tried to call Ted Josiah. I wasn't getting through. But I had already told everybody that I'm going to Nairobi to pursue my career. I'm going to record music. When the money was done, there was no way I could board that bus to go back because I felt ashamed to my friends. They were going to laugh at me.
Right.
So I made a deal with the gate man and I asked him to keep my bag. I was remaining with about 300 shillings.
Wow.
So I was supposed to give him 50 bob every day. He kept the bag. I knew that if I do a good search within the city, in 6 days I'll get accommodation somewhere.
Wow.
So the 50 bob was meant to keep my bag during the day, but in the night I could sit with him at the veranda till morning.
What?
And then in the morning I go walk around looking for studios. So I think on the third day, that's when I got, someone told me about Sync Studio, which was in Mombasa Road, Ramco Road. So I walked there, I find this humble gentleman called Mahmoud and Muhammad. There were two, but one of them was, they had done a studio for fun. It was professional, but they weren't working with artists that much.
Yeah.
So I came in, I'm from Uganda, I want to do some music, record. Oh, the guy said, you sing? Yeah, I sing.
Wow.
Get into the booth and show me what you can do. I got in there, I had a CD which had the 11 instrumentals. I sang my heart out on those 11 instrumentals. My face, my eyes, the eyes of that gentleman on the other side of the screen.
Yeah.
When I was done with the 11th instrumental, the guy said, come back tomorrow, we'll start recording.
Wow.
I was like, damn.
But it's that hunger you had.
That was it. I didn't care whether I didn't have food or what. And he could tell because I remember he offered me a cup of black tea and bread because he saw my lips were dry at that time.
Wow.
But I could not tell him what I was doing.
Yeah.
So for the next 2 weeks, and actually 2 to 3 weeks, I kept on coming, recording with him and stuff like that. Until one of those times he was very happy with the second song we had recorded. So he's like, I'm going to drop you back in town. Where do you stay? I told him I stay on the street. I mentioned the nearby. So he dropped me. Now when he was dropping me, remember the 6 days had been done, so I didn't have cash to pay the watchman.
Yeah.
So the watchman saw me jumping out of a BMW. I just walked through straight into the hotel, like as if I am accommodated in there.
Yeah.
So he screamed, "Well, Bebe, kuja hapa. Where's my money?" So Mohammed had. And he said, eh?
What
What money?
Yeah.
He parked his car. He got out of the car and came after me at the stairs.
Wow.
And when I got up at the reception, I hid somewhere. So when Muhammad came at the reception, spoke to the lady who was there, like, where is this guy? Where has he gone? Do you know him? Does he stay here? The lady had to tell Muhammad the truth that, you know what? Yes, but he doesn't sleep in this hotel. He stays with that askari down
Wow.
there. The guy was in shock.
Wow.
He was in shock. He was like, what? So we called the askari. The askari gave the story. He brought my bag, gave the askari. I think I owed the askari about 400, between 400 to something. So he was holding on my bag. He gave him 5,000 shillings,
Wow.
and then gave the receptionist about 3,000 shillings, and then he got my bag and asked me to sit back in the car, and took me back to Ramkokot, handed me the keys to the apartment, a mattress, shopping. There started Bebe in Kenya.
Baby cool. You know when I see you, you look like a cool kid. You look like someone
A
who,
cool kid.
I know you're a cool kid, but like now when somebody hears your story,
Yes.
they're like, oh wow, there's so much heart and there's so much hunger that you had back then.
Yes.
Nowadays people just think, oh yeah, you wake up one day and then you become like
Yeah.
a big
Yeah.
star.
Yeah.
It's really not that way.
You tell that story with such, like, I can tell you're reflecting on that time and you're like, wow, that was me.
You've
Yeah,
come from
it's,
so far.
it's totally, that's why I say when I come back to Nairobi, like when I'm in Uganda, I keep telling people of Uganda that, you know, Ugandans are very difficult people to impress. When I came to Kenya, I found you guys so soft. So in Uganda, when you're doing something, you're most likely being pulled down by your own people. So you have to persist and push so much.
Yeah.
But the pulling down, for me, I had only one advantage over anybody else in Uganda. I told them, you can never destroy me unless if you destroy me from my roots in Kenya. Because this country has my roots. This is where I started. So when I come in, I feel like
You're coming back home.
everything comes back at once.
Speaking of those roots, East African Bashment crew
Yes.
it's legendary. In the
Yes.
Kenyan Hall of Fame,
Yes.
we cannot not talk about East African Bashment crew
That's
and the
true.
contribution you guys did in the Kenyan scene.
That's
My
true.
question is, before we can get into the music, whose idea was it to start East African Bashment crew?
It was my idea because there was an original East African Bashment crew
Yeah.
that was between me, Red Sun, and Chameleon.
Okay.
Remember the times of Beats of the Season, the times of Miss Kenya, Dr. Nyamu, Afia Center.
Yeah.
So the three of us had combined into what we call the East African Bashment, but we didn't push the brand.
Right.
We left it at individual artists.
Mhm.
So later when I met with Nazizi and Wairi, we were both doing separate tours in the US. I gave up the idea, and Naz and Wairi, you know how beautiful they are. They're like, yeah, let's go do this.
Oh,
We
wow.
had to fly back here, I had to fly in here, started recording immediately.
Wow.
Love
That's
it.
amazing.
Because for me, let me tell you, East African Bashment crew is my crew. It's not Komazenu Kali sana. I love what you guys did there.
Thank
We're
you.
gonna get album. Let's get into some music.
This song is
You
from
need to listen to that album at home when you're alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm very sure even after check, you'll make up your mind.
Oh my God, that was so beautiful.
She paid for the
Beautiful.
check.
You know,
Give
wait
me the
for
check,
the
have
what?
the check for the
Moolah.
moolah.
Wait.
You know?
This is Machine and Cedar on Kiss FM on Kenya's number 1 hit music station. We still have Bebe Cool. Bebe Cool,
Superstar.
man. Such an amazing and a pleasure to have you on.
You know, he said he's never been on Kiss.
Imagine.
This is the first time he's
Yeah.
coming to Kiss. It means that you are right where you should be.
I
This
should
is the
have been.
time.
Yes.
So that's why I told you time is a very big.
That's the thing. Man, absolutely. We love that you are here, Bebe Cool. Now you're in Kenya.
Yes.
What is it that you have come to do in Kenya?
Well, I'm out here to first of all do my media tour, return. It's been a while. I've
Yeah.
not been directly in touch with the fans. I've taken it, serious. That's the first time I do my this next album, which is now Break the Chains.
Yeah.
I'll begin my tour, my East African media tour or my African media tour from Kenya.
Nice.
This is where my real,
This is the
roots are.
roots.
This is where
Yeah.
I come from.
All right, now we have like 2 minutes to go.
Okay.
Now we're gonna do this quickly. There's a place I think I heard you saying how imagery is very important, how somebody looks in showbiz is very, very important. Why do you believe image is such a powerful tool in the music industry?
Because the music industry is the business we do is called showbiz. So show means you have to see first before you hear.
Yeah.
So the impression, 50%, you have to impress the eyes. Once the eyes are impressed, then it's easy for the ears to respond well. Look at a beautiful woman. Before she speaks, you're already enticed and happy to say you're welcoming them. So when they sit to speak, that's when everything is done.
Also, you've won so many awards in your career time.
Yeah.
Is there that one award that if you get, you feel will validate your whole career?
Well, I think my best award in life that I'm looking for is the check, the big check.
The money, the
money.
moolah.
I mean, we
Moolah,
all
really.
work for the moolah. So
Okay.
if I get my good moolah, I'm okay. So give it an example. If I come in Kenya for a concert and then I have about 20,000 people watching a concert and my pocket is big, or if I
That's
get
a
my
lot.
record deal, big banger, one more, global 1, 2, 3 tracks, and then I've got my pocket. I think that should
You're
be
good.
the best award for anybody.
And speaking of that, you performing. What do you like on stage?
I'm a lion.
Raw.
I still if you remember, if those who had an opportunity to watch Bebe, Red Sun, Chameleon, those days, it just participated into much more.
Yeah.
I believe in strength, energetic performances.
That's how you keep fit. I've seen how you be
Very
flexing.
cool. Take this woman to Uganda. I've told you.
I should.
Look for a man.
And I
for
came
her.
with a good number of young men.
Yes, please. She's very single. She's complaining
That
July
business
is
is
cold.
done.
Now, yes. I'm giving you away to a Ugandan man. Thank you so much, Bebe Cool. It's been such a
When we
pleasure.
get the album, when we get you on social media, Kuna Challenge, tell us about all of that.
I will, and definitely I would like to thank all the Kenyan fans who are listening to this beautiful show, and I request you to go out there on all the platforms. My Break the Chains album is right there, so stream it. Let's support each other as East African people. Let me send this quick message, if you don't mind. We keep talking about Nigeria having numbers. 200 million people, they are supported by their numbers. Okay, well, there's an opportunity for us as East Africans.
Yes.
Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, South Sudan, and Congo. We over 250 million people.
Imagine.
So if we can work within ourselves, then I'm very sure that we will get the numbers that we are looking for, because the business is about streaming. So let's go out there, stream our Ugandan, Kenyan, Tanzanian music, and the globe will look for us rather than us going all the time looking for the globe.
Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. You're such a legend.
Yeah.
It's been such an honor to have you on here.
And for someone so legendary, just being around you is so,
So humble.
Yeah.
It feels like we're friends.
Thank
You're so amazing.
Of course, we're friends.
Yeah, I know. But hey, you make our work even easier.
Yeah.
So thank you. We would love to continue this interview, but the time is running out. But thank you so much for coming.
Yes.
We're going to have another song by Bebe Cool. It's called Circumference.
Before that, see, we say goodbye.
All
Because
right.
he did.
Oh yeah, it's
Well,
coming.
Bebe is coming through.
Yeah.
Keep it Kiss. If you're not listening to Kiss FM, we'll go down.
Let's
Yes.
do this.